What's up, everybody? This is the Nabi back again, and I want to give a thanks to Mental OG, who gave me the news clip that you're about to see. All right, so shout out to Mental OG. All right, so basically, he wanted me to do a video on this, and so as you know, I put forth an idea based on the news, right? And it's solution, or it's the problem and then the solution, and there is even a why in this, why it is happening, right? And so this is the paternity fraud. And basically what was happening, and what was so interesting about this, is we know it exists, everybody is aware of it, but it persists, and it is allowed to persist. And so why is it allowed to persist? It is answered in this clip that you are about to see. And what are the reasons behind this also? Michael Baisden, like, why do women lie about this thing, right? And we'll answer that as well. All right. And so all these are going to be, that you see these links, they're going to be in the description box. So check the description box. And honestly, brothers, I really would like to hear what y'all have to say. Do you know that Mental OG is the only person that has commented on any of the videos? Maybe David Bowman. All right, and so people say, why isn't this message getting out? This is why it's not getting out, because the people that's not trying to make money off of y'all, that's just trying to tell you the truth, are not getting traction, is because y'all are not sharing the videos, giving it a thumbs up, or commenting it on it. These are the things that move the algorithms. So please do those things if you want this information to get out. It's also the reason why I haven't been making as many videos, but I will do requests from some of y'all, because I have this dialogue with Mental OG and some of you others, right? But it is up to y'all to get the message out. I mean, I'm putting it out here, and I'm putting the ideas out here. So let's break it down real quick so y'all can see how important this is. All right. So here's the representative, and here's the news media featuring the representative.
That would prevent unmarried men from claiming a child that isn't biologically their own is making its way through the Tennessee legislature. Action News 5's Bria Bolden spoke with the local lawmaker behind this bill to find out why he believes the law is needed. Bria?
Well, Joe, House Bill 2698 passed through the Children and Family Affairs Subcommittee today now, but it didn't come without a challenge from the Tennessee Department of Human Services. Memphis Representative Antonio Parkinson is sponsoring the House version of this bill, and he told me today he has spoken with constituents who said they have had to foot the bill for child support even after finding out a child they originally thought was theirs was not.
He presented the magistrate with the DNA findings. The magistrate said, somebody got to take care of him, referring to the child, and it's going to be you, and gavelled him out.
Now, I want y'all to pay attention to this. When else have we ever heard somebody publicly say, somebody have to take care of all these kids? Remember the women with the 10 children from all the dudes in prison that's in and out of the jail system? All right. And so they're rarely having children by good men, but a lot of good men are getting hemmed up in false paternity, because these women are in love with thug thizzle for shizzle my nizzles. And when it comes to the dudes with jobs, they'll hit them up and say that they'll go screw them. They hit them up and say that the baby that they're having from a thug, that they know they're having from a thug, is the baby of the man that has the job. There's a lot of dudes that got hit up like this, false paternity, or they'll do it just to have a name to put down so that they could get benefits from the state.
Memphis Representative Antonio Parkinson is sponsoring House Bill 2698 that would require DNA evidence proving paternity before a man signs a birth certificate for a child that may not be biologically his.
The state has been turning a blind eye to this by allowing people to sign blindly without any proof of DNA association to this child, which is allowing people to be guilty, or in some cases, of paternity fraud, which is a crime.
However, the Tennessee Department of Human Services says if made into law, their department could be at risk of losing about $52 million in federally matched dollars.
Now, catch that, y'all. A lot of people been preaching this, that the reason why they're allowing men, and I'm going to tell you something, this is especially heinous in the Afro communities across the world. But this hits us harder here in the United States financially because it's a money thing. They will give up what's right and righteous for money. In other words, the judicial system and the cogs of this government is not about righteousness. It's not about freedom. It's about money because it's a corporation. We all know that now.
I guess the concerns that we have is that the bill would possibly put us out of compliance with the federal regulations.
After speaking with attorneys from the U.S. Department of Human Services, Representative Parkinson says the bill would not affect the money the state receives.
It's only right and the moral thing to do, an ethical thing to do, to ensure that the right people's names that match their DNA is on that birth certificate. Anything other than that, you are stealing a child from a biological parent, and it's state sanctioned.
Now, the Senate version of this bill is up for a vote on the Senate floor tomorrow. Representative Parkinson's version of the bill is moving on to the Civil Justice Committee and will be up for a vote March 23rd. Reporting live in Memphis, Bria Bolden, Action News 5.
Let's do a recap, and y'all can pause and read when I give you the recap, okay? But Michael Baston asked this question. Why would women lie about who the father is? What's the impact on the child and the families? Well, this is what I kept telling y'all for a while. Women don't care about the impact of the children because they only care about themselves. I kept telling y'all that the BW especially do not give a damn about the child or the man. Is what you can do for them. They're trying to live a certain lifestyle. You've heard them say this on TikTok. You've heard them say it on Facebook. You heard it all over YouTube. You look at these little groups of conversations, this bantering back and forth. It's not to push anything along. It is strictly for entertainment. And these dudes go up here and think of some fancy words to say, all right, so that people go, oh man, he done said something then, but he ain't doing nothing. All right, because if we was really trying to solve the problem, we wouldn't have the problem on stage with us arguing their point of view. All right, so let me give you this. Okay, pause and read so that you can get the transcript of what was being said. All right, just pause and read. And this is horrific what's going on in the so-called Afro community in particular. But we're going to get into that in a moment. All right, so that's everything. And this is Tennessee Representative Perkinson's email. So if y'all want to contact him and say, hey, you're doing a good job, brother. Thanks for looking out for the brethren. All right, then, yeah, this would be the time to do that. All right, so now let's look at this. Now, if y'all followed me on TikTok, y'all seen that thing that 96% of women are liars. They did that in England, in Scotland. All right. Or in England. Let's just say England. All right. And so these are some of the things that they lie about. So this is the findings that they did from all these women that were a part of this study. All right. And so 1 in 2 women, 50%, would not tell her man that the baby she was carrying was not his. Paternity fraud right there. If she wanted to stay with him. All right. So they want to get out, do what they do, and then have the man that they want to stay with try to raise a child they know isn't his. And this is 50%. All right. They also said 4 out of 10, 42%, would lie about contraception in order to get pregnant. I want y'all to understand that. In spite of the wishes of their partner, the new survey of women's attitude to truth, relationship, and behavior said the overwhelming majority, 96%, admit to lying. All right. I want y'all to understand that. And so when we say, do men cheat more or women cheat more? Women cheat way more than men. They just lie about it better. Way more than men. And we're finding this out. We're finding out that men have always been more loyal in this marriage construct because of having too much to lose in many cases. Right? But we're looking into the 50s and then sometimes above 50 percentile or 50% of false paternity in some places. And if you make this DNA mandatory, it will go higher. And that's what everyone is afraid of. They'll lose money from the extortion and robbery of men if they make DNA mandatory. Because that's what the United States is all about. Extorting men, using the women as the weapon against hardworking men so that the men stay too broke to do anything about it. And the women, they stay broke too, because whenever they get that man's money, they spend without having no one to rule over them, which means everything goes back to the state by hook or by crook. And who suffers the most at this? The children. Right? Now, I want y'all to read the rest of that, but I want to go to the 8 out of 10. Right? 8 out of 10 women, 83%, admit to telling big, life-changing lies, with 13% saying they do so frequently. All right? Half said if they became pregnant by another man but wanted to stay with their partner, they would lie about the baby's real father. Oh, here's the dangerous one. All right? And remember, whatever this is, it's about 10% higher if you separate the black community or the black women from the rest of this, right? Statistically speaking, 42% would lie about contraception in order to get pregnant. Oh, but it gets worse than that. All right, brethren, it gets worse than that. They found that women would lie about STDs. If they had an STD, they would lie, and now you know why it's spreading so quickly. So even in that, I really want y'all to understand this. All right, so that's why I put all the links in the description box. They go on to say, and an alarming 31% said they would not tell a future partner if they had a STD. This rises to 65% among single women. When I say that the spread that is going on with the women is not about the men, it isn't because of the men. Here it is. And when them women say it's because of the men, throw this up in their face. The reason why this is for this reason. When a man gets something, it's uncomfortable to him, burns, the drip, whatever. He goes and has it dealt with because the symptoms come quicker and more severe for the men. The only exception for that is some forms of chlamydia. All right. But for females, they'll know they have something and keep on banging because they don't give a F. And what's more important than their health is how people perceive them. All right. Even though they can go to the clinic and privately get themselves checked out. So here is my answer, people. There's only one answer for this. Get your passport and be gone. Period. This is the only solution that you have because you do nothing but put yourself at risk. And you can go to Asian places, you can go to Latino places, but you can go to places that respect men. You don't have to put up with the BS. Get your passport and get out. With that said, I'm out.